Yeah, any litigation.
And yours is property, and I've got personnel. So
Covers it.
we're not gonna get out of it. You gotta go, so.
Scott's got one litigation.
Oh, great. So we're not getting it out of here anytime soon, so. Go ahead.
I just wanted to give you a quick update. We did move the dispatch center yesterday.
It looks good out there. It looks like
It's amazing nice. And with that move, we can now start moving some of the personnel up, and then we'll finish that interconnection where they are now. So we're.
Is there any time we're going to have a tour of that? I'd like to go out there sometime.
As soon as we get both things done. So we're probably a month away. I don't know, Wayne, how far away are we on finishing the sheriff's edition?
I just did a walkthrough today on, we're pretty close. I did a walkthrough to make sure we can move all of the sheriff's office into the new edition so we can start phase 2 of the second. So
maybe we can go through after Fair Days or something?
Absolutely.
First part of
you'll see
mid-August, something?
Yeah, you'll see the new part's pretty much done.
The exterior looks
last night. Yeah, dispatch did. So
and you've been working on that. You have intimate knowledge of dispatch.
Working this morning.
All right. Great.
So that was quite a process because we had to send one of our dispatch people to Summit County to make sure we could transition on calls. And it was a big deal. Big deal.
Did you have an update on the fire from this afternoon? It looks like I got a text that said they had released some folks and we had it under control. Is that?
That's. I've got a lot of pictures and a lot of information come to me, but that's the gist of what I've got. The rain did hit it.
Yeah, hard.
So it did hard. And
Big time.
Mark had both ends of it. He helped start it and he helped put it out.
Is that a train fire?
Yes.
Sorry, I should have said that in the comment to Mark.
I can figure
He's turning a little red.
And I couldn't tell how much was over the hill in that other canyon, but up the front side looked like it's pretty.
there's a little bit. I've got some pictures. There's some black on the other side, but
Compared to what that could be, we're awful lucky if we had the resources here to get it out real quick.
I did want to mention on the Dollar Ridge fire. I mean, everybody knows it's on the news. It's over 50,000 acres and so forth.
We had a report last night, a fire board from Troy a little bit too.
Yeah. So it ended up that the fire's costing about $1.2 million a day. Of that, now they have applied to FEMA because there are evacuation displaced people with a qualified under FEMA, which could potentially pay for 75%, up to 75%, although not everything may qualify for those payments. But of that, a lot is on the forest. So the numbers a week ago were of the private lands, which we would come under assessment for. And what happens, we don't pay for the fire outright, but our assessment every year with the state is based upon the cost of the fires that we incur over a 7-year period. You throw out a high and throw out a low. So this will be high, so it'll get thrown out, but it does get in the mix. And Wasatch County was about 16% of the private land of the whole fire at that time. So where that number actually ends up, I don't know. Jeremy's working on trying to get the grants through FEMA. The costs of our dozers and our people and the sheriff's department, and all those things are being factored in. We get credits for those, and so there's a lot of things that go into this.
We got some very good compliments from our county folks, especially the dozer operators and from the state fire people and our fire.
We have really good people. Anyway.
Mike, relating to that, we got an email yesterday from Buff asking about it.
Okay.
County wanting to fly over.
Let me address that now. In Duchesne County, they lost 70-something homes and outbuildings and other things. In Wasatch County, we lost 2. It doesn't take a flyover for us to take our appraiser out there. Jeremy's already arranged it with Alan. They could have gone this morning to go out. Maybe just the 2 cabins were together. It was an easy deal.
Well, there was some costs associated with it that we really don't need to occur.
It appeared that Duchesne, it may be an advantage to Duchesne to do that with as many homes and as spread out as theirs are, but we don't need to help pay for that. when ours can be taken care of with one trip and one person doing that. And I talked with Steve about this, and even how we handle any changes in appraisal we could do on an individual basis and have them come request into Board of Equalization. We shouldn't have to do a lot of work here, a blanket adjustment.
Well, it looks like she reached out to Iron County to get some input on how they can.
Yeah, that's a different thing. I mean, you have hundreds of dwellings there that are destroyed. We have 2.
Yeah.
So every fire that we have, we don't do this. I mean, we lose homes once in a while on a fire, and we don't do blanket adjustments for that. So it's Jeremy worked with her, talked through it, and then there may have been some misunderstanding on her part as to how much was really damaged or whatever. But anyway, I wanted you to know those 2 things. That's all I have. Closed session.
Do we want to talk about the Hutchinson annexation, the information we got? We talked about it last night in Jordanelle, or in North Valley, SSD.
Well,
as it relates to the county.
I guess I have a little bit of concern here. I have a little bit of concern over the road agreement we just discussed, because there is no annexation map at this time that includes those properties. We have ongoing developments in those areas, ongoing working with developers, that I would feel uncomfortable saying that Heber City had authority to have a say on how we handle those roads at this time. I see what we're trying to do. There's this potential of annexation. I understand that. But the Hutchinson property has applied for annexation at this time, and it's both sides of Coyote Lane up to the Cove.
But it was annexation into the North Village Special Service District.
2 annexations. An annexation petition to Heber City for annexation into Heber City, and a petition to annex into the service district. To me, that's ludicrous. When you annex into a city, you annex for the services. And to annex into the city and annex into the service district is taking away the ability of the county to manage those properties. And it's isolating the properties south of the Hutchinson property, which is Lloyd's and Williams and Cummings, those properties there, because they're isolated now. You've got city on 3 sides of those properties in the highway. And so I asked Ron to look at it. It's not my decision. I'm just projecting that I think it's a problem. They left part of Coyote Lane out. They gave us 600 feet of Coyote Lane and everything else to take. Why do you leave 600 feet?
But today is the developer. The city's just taking the application, right?
I understand that, but that's my point is that if the annexation, I'm not saying it's the city's fault.
No,
What I'm
but
saying is that the annexation
I
is-
think we ought to welcome the input from your concerns, that when they come trotting in with that from our planning office, we know what those are, and we can say, no, we need this.
Supposedly it's on your agenda. I don't.
Yes, it's
Next
coming out.
Tomorrow.
I mean, the city has to accept the application if it meets the criteria. They don't have a choice
No,
of
we
that,
don't
but they have a
have to.
choice.
We do not have to accept
We
it
don't have
at
to.
You have to
all.
accept the application,
But you don't have to.
have to accept the annexation.
We don't
Approve
even
the
have to accept the well,
Yeah, you
we
do.
have
I think you have
Yeah,
to.
so many days to accept it or
Anyway,
deny it.
That's my
We don't have to
concern
accept it.
is.
Just
with
the
service
application, though.
district
You
there,
have to
it
take the
seems
application.
odd that we would be doing that and giving away,
So it's,
providing the services and then giving it away.
we have to look at 2 different things. As we looked at it last night, it was the North Village Special Service District for sewer and water. That would be the district that they would get services from either way, I believe.
The Hutchinson property.
Yes.
It's not in the district at this time.
Correct.
So
Well,
can't
even if
receive
it
services.
were annexed into Heber City, the agreement is that they would use the existing service district
That-
for sewer and water
that's,
service.
that's a little,
4 properties that are now in the service district. And that makes sense to me. If they annex, if Heber City annexes into the Sorensen properties and other properties that are currently in the service district, that makes total sense to me. But to say some developer is going to annex into the city and then say, we're not going to buy your services. We're not going to
cheaper.
We're going to go to the
Because the
county
district's cheaper.
and buy
Well, it's closer.
their services.
It's closer and cheaper,
That
yeah.
doesn't make sense to me, and I'm just expressing an
Well,
opinion.
it makes sense if you're a developer. They
Yeah,
higher
they want
density
the
and they get
cheaper.
cheaper cost for services.
We
Right.
talked, the the district does bring, where does that water come? Is it Morelco? Is that where the tractor place is? Is that Morelco?
Kubota, you mean?
The Kubota?
Yeah.
Is that what that is? Or somewhere down there?
Further
There's
down.
water already comes across from.
Yeah, water's already there.
We brought it down to that store, or that tractor.
So he can meet fire flow.
Yeah, but I don't know whether that puts them into the district or not, I don't know.
But see, it
Okay.
seems like we need more MOU discussion, between us, because I was discussing this with one of our other council after our meeting, as to how we're not trying, we want to have it work with the county, and it was our understanding, we agreed that if anybody we annex come into these districts, because they're already out there. I mean, to have a property that, what if you get an annexation that's half in your district and half not? Well, we gonna run a new pipe for the
This
other
kind
half?
of is.
Well, that's kind of what we discussed last night.
Yeah.
This one is that one.
So we need to work through that somehow.
The logical thing is for Heber City not to accept any annexation agreements, applications, until we get the difference between the county and the city worked out.
I'm with that,
I know you agree with that. You have done for a while,
yeah.
but not everyone does next door. But
But
we'll
also-
have to work through that.
But
It's part of the deal.
I also have the concern though for those properties south of
Yep,
there and
that's-
how we can service
Well,
the
and
current residents of the unincorporated county.
Yeah.
to the extent I can, I really do try to carry water back and forth, but you do have a liaison that could be more vocal about that in our meeting if it affects you the way we're talking about. And he's not here, so maybe that's the alternate one. I'm just saying, come tell us your concerns and I'll support and communicate too, but.
All right, we're going to, I think